1019 RXP from their album Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix. It's Phoenix Wolfgang Amadeus.
I love the way you say that.
I had to give it that special extra, but it's the song is called 1901 from Phoenix, the band from Paris, France. And what is the date? We're actually doing a show with them at Central Park.
Yeah, they're coming up 25th and 26th at Central Park, and all next week for the iPod song from your iPod that we're doing next week, September 26th, Central Park.
That's right. We're doing a thing from your iPod to my iPod. Since we're going to be on vacation, we're taking your suggestions and we're going to play them. You'll win tickets. That's right, for Phoenix. It's Matt Pinfield and Leslie Fram, The Rock Show at 7:48. Hey, every single weekday in the 7 o'clock hour, we support a small business, a business from our area, from one of our listeners, and we're doing it today with one that we love. We're big fans of this one, right, Leslie?
Yeah, you may have heard us mention this last week when Pete Yorn was here because it was his birthday and we got him cupcakes from Sweet Revenge. We've got the owner, Marlo Scott, in with us from Sweet Revenge, which is really actually right by the radio station, too.
It's a stone's or cupcakes throw away from here. Absolutely. Marlo, welcome to the show. Good to have you this morning.
Morning. Thanks. I really appreciate being here.
Hey, we love your cupcakes. Actually, Leslie turned me on to those.
Yes.
And some mornings, that's about the nourishment that we get. And then, again, have to run to the gym sometime later in the day. Marlo, tell us a bit about it. You started out, you'd worked at some big corporations like Time and NBC, and then got laid off and then started this business. Tell me how.
I've been working in the media world, and fate was not to be mine to have a corporate career, and I got laid off in 2007. I like to think I'm kind of cutting edge on the layoff scene.
Yeah.
So when I got laid off, luckily I'd already been working on my business plan. I've been making some cupcakes at my little apartment in the West Village, and I decided it was just in the cards that I needed to go for it. And so I really just worked really hard for the next about year and a half until I got open in July 2008.
That's really inspiring, too, because a lot of people get laid off and they find other careers, and you really made a successful business out of this.
Thank you, Leslie. Well, I kind of had to do a reality check, and I knew it was just going to be Groundhog's Day for me if I stayed in the corporate world. I could work really hard, deliver good results, and then, find myself laid off. So I decided it was time to read the writing on the wall and just take a bet on myself and go for it.
Now, what got you interested in cupcakes?
Well, a few years ago, I moved down to the West Village, and I lived 2 blocks away from Magnolia. So I'd wander over there and stand in line along with everybody else, the masses.
Any banana pudding that they have there?
I know everybody is a huge fan of the banana pudding. I was going there for the cupcakes and also to study it, frankly, as a business model. So I'd go and I'd check it out, and I would, kind of daydream about what would I do if I could do this and what would I do differently. And so that's kind of where I, got a little snapshot into what I might want to do for myself. And then when I was actually working on my business plan, working on my cupcakes and testing them out on my friends, we happened to always be, celebrating something, whether it was the sheer fact that we were not in the office, or it was somebody's birthday, or it was, we were on a rooftop in New York and it was time to have some bubbly or beer and my cupcakes. So things kind of came together when I was working on my cupcake business plan to include the wine and beer aspect.
So Sweet Revenge is on Carmine, right down the street.
It is. It's 62 Carmine between Bedford and 7th Avenue here in the West Village.
And these are amazing.
I wanted to say, of course, you won Time Out New York's prestigious 2009 Eat Out Award, and it was declared the critics' pick and in its top 100 list in 2008 as well, which I think is fantastic.
I've been really lucky. I've gotten some great PR. When I'm not working behind the bar, which is 7 nights a week, I try to find a few minutes each day to be strategic and reach out to the editorial community and introduce myself. And it's just amazing. To the Time Out New York guys, I literally sent an email to their generic email off of their website. Got a call 30 seconds later from those guys. The next day I was dropping off cupcakes, and then I wound up as their critics' pick. So
I got to say,
very good to me.
Plus, being on Martha Stewart had to have helped.
That was transformative. That I will always be forever grateful to her, because I got on the show in January, and that was also thanks to getting laid off. Frankly, when I got the boot from Time Inc., I had a severance package that allowed me to go to an outplacement firm, Mullin and Associates. And the owner of the firm, Keith Mullin, wound up mentoring me because I wasn't doing a job search. I was working on the business plan. At the time, I was trying to cut a deal with the restaurant guy. And so anyways, Keith mentored me, and a year and a half later, wound up introducing me to a good friend of his who is a set designer for Martha, and he'd been telling her about my adventure. And she had me drop off cupcakes the first week in January of this year, and that happened to be when Martha was doing her 100 cupcake taste test for her upcoming annual episode. 2 hours later, I got the call from the producers. A week later, I was in the studio, and a week later, the program aired, and I couldn't have been more thankful because January is one tough month.
What's her favorite flavor, Martha? Which one?
She picked out the Pure, my Mexican vanilla cake with Mexican vanilla buttercream.
Wow, sounds great. You were also featured in Bon Appetit magazine, and I wanted to say that we like that. What's that red velvet cake one?
The Crimson and Cream. That's the one that Time Out voted into their top 100 list of things they ate last year.
Now, give us the flavors quickly, because I'm a big fan of Sweet Revenge.
Okay, the Sweet Revenge is the peanut butter cake with peanut butter fudge frosting and a chocolate ganache center. We've got the Pure, that's the Mexican vanilla one. The Dirty, which is the dark chocolate truffle. The Crimson and Cream, which is the raspberry red velvet cake with raspberries baked inside and cream cheese frosting, raspberry drizzle. And then we've got our summer artisan flavor, which is the Bird of Paradise, and that's a mango buttercream on a lime chiffon cake with a little fresh lime zest.
I'm talking to Marlo from Sweet Revenge, our supported by today. And you do little pairings, too, don't you?
We do. I've developed a menu around cupcakes, beers, and wines. So each of the cupcake flavors is paired with one of my craft beers or one of my fabulous wines.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You notice the staff hovering right now?
They're hovering.
Have you noticed that?
Like
everybody's in here?
I went and introduced myself.
Yeah.
Finding the cupcakes.
This is, it is an inspiring story, though, because you can, fulfill your dreams and do something about it. And you did. You spent a lot of time researching this.
I did. That's one thing where when I'm talking to other entrepreneurs, I always tell them, do your homework. Do your homework, because it will pay off down the road when you're in it to win it. And I'm very thankful to all the people who've helped me along the way in the path, and including you guys. This is just huge for me. So it's the combination of kind of the blood, sweat, and tears,
sure.
and being very, very lucky and having good patrons and good people out there looking out for me.
Yeah, Marlo, it's so great. Well, it's Marlo Scott who came by. Marlo, give everybody the address again, or a way that they can reach you.
Sweet Revenge is located at 62 Carmine between Bedford and 7th Avenue in the West Village.